The life of Princess Amelia. Princess Amelia was born on the 7th of August 1783, and she was a fascinating character in the royal family of the United Kingdom. She was the youngest of King George III and Queen Charlotte's 15 children, and the only one born at Windsor Castle, making her arrival even more special. Affectionately called Emily by her doting father, Amelia was regarded as his favourite child. Amelia's birth came after the tragic loss of her older brothers Octavius and Alfred, which created a significant age gap between her and her closest surviving sibling, Princess Sophia. There were great expectations for Amelia's future. Her arrival was seen as a beacon of hope as it marked a new chapter after the war between Great Britain and the United States. Even at a young age, Amelia exuded a sense of regality. It is said that when the renowned actress Sarah Siddons expressed a desire to kiss the adorable baby, Amelia instinctively extended her tiny hand for the honour. This early display of royal manners hinted at the princess's awareness of her noble status. Observers noted her decorum and dignity, particularly when she interacted with strangers, as if she understood the significance of upholding her elevated position. She became known as the Little Idol and embodied the qualities of beauty and charm that her late brother Octavius had possessed. As the youngest of the surviving children, Amelia grew up primarily in the company of her sisters Mary and Sophia, residing in the various royal residences. However, unlike their older siblings who received more attention from their parents, the three younger princesses had less direct interaction with the king and queen. They relied on written correspondence to maintain contact and share their experiences. Amelia's life was marked by her unique position within the royal family and the expectations placed upon her. Her story offers a glimpse into the dynamics and complexities of the British monarchy during that time. The mischievous spirit of the youngest princess, Mary, Sophia, and Amelia, became evident during a portrait session in 1785. Unlike their well-behaved elder sisters, these three royal children proved to be quite a challenge for the artists. John Singleton Copley. The dogs, birds, and especially the energetic trio refused to sit still, leading Copley to abandon the portrait. It was said to be the last time he ever attempted such a task, undoubtedly frustrated by their wild antics. While their older sisters Charlotte, Augusta, and Elizabeth received a carefully planned education, Mary, Sophia, and Amelia had a more haphazard approach. They were simply taught based on what they had done before, lacking the same level of structure and guidance. Amelia was only 5 years old when her father, King George III, experienced his first episode of madness. As a result, she missed out on the close and affectionate family dynamics that her elder sisters had enjoyed during their early years. Prior to 1788, King George had entertained the idea of finding suitable husbands for his daughters, and even planned to take them to Hanover for that purpose. However, his own reservations stemming from his sisters' unhappy marriages held him back. He cherished his daughters' company and had no desire to see them separated. Yet his recurring bouts of insanity in 1788, 1801 and 1804 put any thoughts of marriage on hold. The subject was avoided as Queen Charlotte feared it could trigger her husband's relapse into madness. Additionally, due to the Queen's own health issues, she wanted her daughters to remain close by, further isolating them from potential suitors. Amelia and her sisters Charlotte, Augusta, Sophia, Elizabeth, Mary, and Sophia lived a sheltered and overprotected life, which limited their opportunities to meet eligible suitors of their own age. They were kept away from the outside world, creating a sense of seclusion and dependence on their immediate family. Amelia's health was always a concern, and in 1798 she developed a painful knee joint and was sent to the seaside town of Worthing for recovery. She wrote to her father expressing hope in the therapeutic benefits of the warm sea bath. The following year she temporarily improved and joined her family in Weymouth, where she adored her niece, Princess Charlotte of Wales. However, Amelia's health remained fragile throughout her life, and at the age of 15 she began showing symptoms of tuberculosis. In 1801, Amelia was sent for a seaside cure in Weymouth to elevate her health issues. It was during this time that she met the Honourable Charles Fitzroy, a 21-year-old equerry and the son of Charles Fitzroy, 1st Baron Southampton. Amelia fell deeply in love with Fitzroy and desired to marry him, but the strict provisions of the Royal Marriages Act prevented her from doing so without the consent of the Privy Council until she turned 25. The Queen was aware of their affair, but chose to turn a blind eye to avoid triggering the King's fragile mental state. Amelia, referring to herself as Amelia Fitzroy, AFR, considered herself married to him anyway, despite the legal obstacles they faced. Amelia's life was filled with forbidden love, health struggles, and the constraints of royal protocol. Her story adds an intriguing layer to the complexities and challenges faced by the younger generation of the royal family. In 1808, Princess Amelia suffered a severe bout of measles, and the gloomy atmosphere at home in Windsor only added to her misery. Concerned for her well-being, King George made the decision to send Amelia to Weymouth, accompanied by her sister Mary. Although her health only slightly improved, she found solace in moments of quiet rest. By 1809, she was able to take occasional short walks in her garden. However, this improvement was short-lived, and in August 1810 her suffering intensified, and in the October of that year she was struck by St. Anthony's fire, a painful skin condition. This illness dashed all hope, confining her to her bed on the 25th. King George was deeply anxious about his daughter's condition, summoning her physicians multiple times a day to receive a detailed update on her health. Despite the devoted care provided by her beloved sister Mary, Amelia's condition continued to deteriorate. Tragically, she passed away at noon on the 2nd of November, coinciding with her brother Edward's birthday. As a final token of remembrance, Amelia had a mourning ring crafted for the king, containing a lock of her hair enclosed in crystal, adorned with diamonds. It is said that the king wept upon receiving this heartfelt gift, and in her will Amelia directed that all of her possessions be given to Charles Fitzroy, her forbidden love. Amelia was laid to rest in the royal vault at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. It is rumoured that her elder brother, later known as George IV, requested a death mass to remember her by. The aftermath of Amelia's death brought about unforeseen consequences. George Villiers, the king's bailiff and brother of the Earl of Clarendon, attempted to blackmail the king and queen by holding on to letters belonging to Amelia. This scandal followed the disappearance of a substantial sum of £280,000 that Villiers was responsible for. Interestingly, Villiers would later become the father of the renowned diplomat and statesman George Villiers, 4th Earl of Clarendon. Amelia's passing had a profound impact on her father's mental and physical health, contributing to his decline into insanity. The Regency Act of 1811 was subsequently invoked, leading to the appointment of a regent to govern in the king's stead. According to his physician, Dr. Willis, King George would often cry out in a delirious state, pleading for Amelia to save him and expressing disdain for the physicians. Another of the king's delusions involved a belief that a healthy Amelia was living happily in Hanover with a large family, never growing older and always remaining well. Described as a beautiful young woman with ruby lips and auburn hair, Amelia was known for her spirited and tempestuous nature. Despite this, she was also recognized as amiable, intelligent, and unselfish. Even Princess Caroline, who had a disdainful view of her in-laws, referred to Amelia as the most amiable of the bunch. Both the Prince of Wales and the Duke of Sussex held a special fondness for her, with the latter describing her as a lovely creature. Amelia adored her elder brother, the Prince of Wales, and confessed that she had always loved him more than her other brothers. He too cherished her deeply, and her death left him devastated. In fact, he could never again sleep in a room without several lit candles after her funeral. Even 3 years later, he would burst into tears at the mere mention of her name, a testament to the lasting impact she had on his life.